What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Carl Sinclair, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Master Cheeks in the sheets, Master Chief in the streets, Jack Gibb. How you doing, buddy?
Good, mate, but it's not always. There's a secret episode out there.
Oh, true, there is. I thought about it, like, do I just drop it? You know what I mean? Do I just put it up? Because it's literally what
on the YouTube channel is a bit of a bonus episode, I reckon.
Because what ended up happening was Jack was unable to do an episode right before PAX. So I'm like, I'm just gonna press record and see what happens. And like, it started out all like, oh man, this is weird, I don't know what I'm doing. And then it just literally turned into, so here's my plan for One Up, guys. Here's the future. It was like a solid 20 minutes of me being like, I want to do this, I want to do this.
I think at the very least, you should send it to me so I can find out about what we're doing.
Let
you know when it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it was legit me just like spitballing what I wanted to do, and then I started talking about all the stuff I was excited to see at PAX, which we're actually going to talk about, because some of the stuff I was excited to see was actually so good, like just a lot of fun. But this is the PAX episode, everybody. We're gonna be talking about PAX. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna go over some of the stuff that I got to see, got to play, and hopefully stuff that we'll be featuring or talking about in the future. Yeah, it'll be good. But yeah, mate. Before we get into the show, I just have to ask. I've been seeing you playing a lot of PUBG. Any new chicken dinners in your life?
Fuck all chicken dinners.
Oh.
Maybe one.
That kills me inside.
So basically, a new update went live, like, I don't know, 10 days ago or whatever. And a very controversial update. So they've merged regions. So the Oceanic region is now merged with Southeast Asia. And our servers are now in Singapore. So the huge negative is that there's about 80 to 100 ping to have a game.
Which is crazy, because we were just praising it for being like, I don't know what they've done, but this feels so good to play.
Yeah. It feels slightly less good. Slightly.
Okay.
But if you can put up with the 100 ping, which I've been able to.
Yep.
The lobbies are now full of players.
Oh, well, that's good.
Now it's like,
I mean, not for me.
On night 2, it was like 8 bots in the lobby as opposed to 8.
Oh, that's really good. Not for me, because I rely on them for kills. But
it's like, the thing is at the moment, like with PUBG beforehand, is like you drop in, you spend 20 minutes waiting for the game to get good, and then you have a great 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now you have a great 30 minutes. Like, as in, it's intense from the moment you drop. So yeah, dying more often, sure, but I'm not sitting in a lobby for 20 minutes browsing, YouTube and Twitter on one screen, and then having a great 10 minutes and dying, halfway through. You know what I mean? Like, it's I'm not waiting to find out if I'm good or bad. So in that respect, I've been enjoying PUBG more than I have for probably the last 5 or 6 years.
That's good. I'm glad.
I've genuinely been enjoying the fuck out of it. It's a bit more challenging, but I'm having those moments where, like, I think I've cleared out of town, I'm about to leave, and I jump over a fence and just get shotgunned to death. And I have that huge full body jolt in my chair, like, what the fuck? And yeah, you could sit there and be like, well, that's frustrating, Jack. You just got shotgunned. But it's like, but those moments are hard to find in other games. Very hard to find. And they got to appreciate them. So, look, the region merge is rough for Oceania. It's absolutely destroyed the American regions. So South America got merged into North America. And though people in South America are a long way from the servers in North America. And so what the developers have since done is every second game's on a different server in a different region.
Okay.
So as in, every second time you queue or whatever, you're basically being logged into a South American server, then a North American, then South America. So all the people are doing is, if they get logged into the wrong server, they just quit and search again. And so their lobbies are just half empty. So this update is very controversial. It's destroyed a lot of regions. It's caused a lot of trouble. But in Australia, if you can put up with 100 ping, it is some of the best PUBG I've played in years. Do I think they need to undo the region merge? I think a little bit, or at least move the servers to Indonesia or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot, and I would encourage anyone who hasn't played in a while. It is the best it's ever been, but there's 100 ping now, so take that as you will.
Nice.
But as for chicken dinners, tough to get.
Man, I'm back now. You let me know. I see you playing and I'm like, I should check out for a game. And then I like see like on Discord, it like tells me how many people are left in the game. It's like, oh, you know, Jack's in a game with like...
Does it really?
Yeah. It tells me like how many people loaded in with you and how many people are left and like what map you're on and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, Jack loaded in with 96 people and there's like 7 left. I'm like, man, if he was playing with me, he probably gets like 22 left. Like I can't do that to him.
Possibly a better time, you know?
Yeah, true. We had some good times on it, to be honest. But yeah, that seems good. No, that's good.
It's a pleasure. There's been a lot of, you know, going to check on baby or whatever and just hitting the enter key and just like crawling towards the circle or crouch walking. You know, there's been a few times getting back to my computer. I've clearly been run over, but...
There was that night where you and me were playing and you're like, I gotta go. I'll be back. I'm like, yeah, cool, no worries. And you like hit auto run. And somehow we like made it to like top 3. And I was long dead, and you're just auto-running into a wall. And I'm like, how is he the one that's still alive right now? Like, the circle's coming in. How has this happened? What's happening? I had a ghillie suit.
Playing PUBG and having kids, you get good at the old, you know, I reckon I'm going to go on for 3 minutes, and I just need to walk this far to be safe.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's equally as many gauges. Like I said, I'm just being ran over and not even my computer. Anyway, that's beside the point. I like PUBG, and yeah, if you put up with 100 ping, now's the time to give it a go. I'll leave it there.
Nice.
There is an article up on the website about the update if you want more info.
I was going to say, I did see that go up while I was away, and I'm like, oh, means keeping it alive. Love to see it. You love to see it.
Yeah, I figured out how to post on the website from my phone, which has been quite,
that's cool.
Quite the revolution. Yeah.
That's dope. I need to figure that out. I get way more.
Reminds me, I posted this morning, Arma 4 got a release date.
Did it?
Yeah, it's coming in 2027.
Okay. Oh, man. That's far out, but... You know...
I think what they're doing, based on some other people's comments online, is it seems like they're using this announcement to, like, hire people. Like, as in...
Oh, they're scouting.
Yeah, so they released a Arma Reforger or something, which is a bit of, like, just a smaller game. Just move it to a new engine and learn how to do that and, you know, master that engine, I guess.
Yep.
So I dare say they haven't probably hired anyone in ages. So maybe it's just a case of, all right, we're now going into production, time to hire people. So based on what I'm reading online, that might be the case, and that's quite honest. But yeah, whenever 2027 really fell off a chair, I'm like, oh fuck, that's a long way out. We're gonna get GTA 6 before we get that.
I mean, imagine if we didn't though. Wow, it's crazy. We got Arma 4 before GTA 6. Just imagine it. All right, mate. Let's talk some PAX, right? Let's talk about it because as far as indie, the PAX Rising area, the indie games go, I've got to say, probably one of the best indie areas I've ever played. Like walked through and played. So many different types of games, so many cool developers. It was a really sick time. And then you get to the big dogs. No Nintendo, no PlayStation. Xbox was hidden. Ubisoft basically pulled out their trump card weeks before. They were there, but the only thing playable were games that were already on the market. Sega coming in, bro, with their freaking Sonic was great. We'll talk about it in a second. 2 Point Museum. Oh, and they had something else. Metaphor. They had Metaphor there as well, which is out now, which is dope. Everyone's loving it. Tabletop was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Tabletop had so much, like Disney Lorcana, Dragon Ball, One Piece, some new card games. They're like Altered and stuff like that. Was able to find some like Kickstarter booster packs for Altered while I was away, and it's a sick card game. Really, really cool. Dungeons and Dragons were there in full force as well, which was awesome. Had like paint and take, like starting places and all that stuff where you could like get in there. Like PAX is like this is the first one I'd say since COVID where I could literally be like, yeah, we're back. Like we're almost there, but like we're back. As far as tabletop goes, we're back. As far as indies go, we're back. As far as like big players from the video game industry, not really there yet. I'm hoping next year we see like Nintendo make a big return. They were there last year, but skipped this year. I think that's mainly more to do with the fact that, you know, Australia doesn't get as much love as other countries, and also we're probably about to get a brand new console from them. So
their marketing budget's probably
very, low down. PlayStation have no excuse. And Xbox were really weird. A whole bunch of photo opportunities out in the hallway, which were all cool. Like, I cannot explain to you how giddy I got putting on Indiana Jones's hat and the whip and getting a photo. I haven't even posted it yet, but I will. I've got so many photos to post. I've just been lazy. So good. So cool. Got a photo of like the glaive from Diablo and the bust that they had there for Diablo. So freaking cool. Yeah, they had a photo opportunity that I didn't get to do where it was like Doom guy and you could hold the giant mace from the trailer. That was cool. And they had an actual like, you know, it was like something they spruced up to look like an actual one. But they had the car that they just added to Starfield, like there for you to sit in.
Oh, really?
Take a photo. It was so cool. But yeah, there was also a retro game store thing set up that was Xbox, but had nothing on it that would make you think it was Xbox. And I only found out after the fact that if you went in there, you could go through. They had a Vowed photo up inside of there, and like all these PCs set up for you to try different things. And if you donated to charity, you would get custom made keycaps, like 3D printed keycaps, so like have the Xbox logo on it, or like the Doom logo, or like a Doom skull and stuff like that. And they had a whole bunch of them. But you would know because Xbox really just like didn't have anything above it or on it that would make you think it was Xbox at all. And there was a lot of discussion about that after the show between myself, some other creators, and just people in general. It was really interesting that they did that. So hopefully next year they come back with like a little bit more oomph, because by then we will have had Avowed, we will have had a whole bunch of these games have dropped, and hopefully they're like, you know, they've proven a bit like, hey, we're back. Like let's bring it full force back to PAX. So I've got the bad stuff out of the way. Let's talk about the positives. Now this is a games podcast, right? We talk about video games. We are going to talk about video games, but I just do need to talk about it. Tabletop popped off, dude. I love that community. Like, just the tabletop community, they're so cool. Like, you can see, like I could, like, give less of a shit about some of the games that people were playing, but I love watching. You know what I mean? Like, and I love how welcoming these people are. Like, if it's just a game that I have no interest in, hearing them talk to me about it makes me think, I could play this. So that was awesome. I always love interacting with people in tabletop, and TCG area is so good. Nice to see basically every big TCG boy was there. Like, I think maybe Konami must have been there somewhere with Yu-Gi-Oh! But like One Piece was there in full force again. Dragon Ball is still there in full force. We actually got to see cards from the newly, like only announced days before PAX, or a week before PAX. We got to see cards from the brand new Gundam card game. Like, they had them all set up in a cabinet. And that was awesome getting to see those cards for the first time. And the guys at the booth were so great. They like pulled them out and let us hold them and feel them and actually have a look. That was super special. That was really cool. There's also a photo of me with this giant Gundam statue there, and I'm cupping his testes, so that'll definitely go up as well. That's really fun. It was great. Jack's so mad at me right now. Lorcana was there. Big Lorcana booth. Really cool. Got to play that for the first time. Got to buy some cards. I was the good boy, by the way. Out of all of us, I was the best boy. I bought one booster box. That was it.
How many packs in a booster box?
24 or 36, somewhere around there. I bought one booster box.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but there's one person in our friend group who bought like 4 booster boxes.
Was this person flying home?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of cards to get them. I don't know. I don't really know how big these booster boxes are, but that sounds like a lot of cards.
There was one person in our friend group who, like, basically the day before they were going home, were like, help me. I have so many spares. Just take as many as you need. Like, they do not want to take them with them. And I'll be very careful. I don't want to call anybody out, you know what I mean? Like, we had a good time. I don't want to call nobody out, but yeah. One of our friends has got like over 2,000 spares, so they've definitely added to that since since the weekend, so good luck to them. Yeah, so I just want to mention tabletop, awesome. D&D, awesome. Volcana, awesome. Really good time. Shopping, good. Oh, mate, you were lucky you were not there. I had to walk away, but they had Dice Throne, you know, Throne Dice, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Bro, they had Treasure Chest 1 and Treasure Chest 2, like for the base game, right? For 100...
Nah, don't tell me.
130 bucks.
No.
And on the Sunday, it was $100. And I was like, I need to walk the fuck away. I need to walk the fuck away. I was so tempted, dude. I need to walk away. I need to walk away. I need to walk away. And I was talking to the guy and he's like, hey, we'll be back next year. I'm like, I know you will, you son of a bitch. I know you'll be here next year. Bro, oh, so cool.
There's many more Marvel ones. Deadpool. There's
Oh,
a few more
well,
Marvel ones. X-Men's all there now.
We found a shop. I think it's like, I don't think it was called Good Games, but it might have been. And they had them all on the shelf. And I'm like, and the guy in the store's like, hey. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so you looking at those? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know, if you buy multiple, I'll give you a discount. I'm like, you go away, get away from me. Go away.
I kind of want the Santa Claus one. Not gonna lie.
That was there.
Maybe a Christmas present, actually.
Yeah.
Put that idea out in the atmosphere.
You should. They had it there, and they had like a show special where you got that, but it was like that, but it was also the deck sleeves and the minis, like the mini as well. It was like I think they ended up doing like the whole thing on Sunday. They just didn't want to take anything with them. I think that was down to like $60 for like all that, and I'm like,
we didn't get the deck sleeves in the end, did we?
no, we didn't. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm tempted. Like, because I've played it a couple of times since PAX last year, and that, like, I would play it more, but that all comes down to like, I don't want anything to get wrecked. So I'm kind of like, maybe I do need to invest in some of these sleeves and that sort of stuff, because yeah, I just don't want it to get messed up. But yeah, that was there. I was strong, brother. I know if you were there, I probably would have done it because of like,
Oh, I would have caved as well.
yeah, that's the thing. I'm like,
if they had the metal dice for Santa and the other one. Yeah.
Oh, Krampus. Yeah, they had the Krampus set as well. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if they had the dice. I just know they had the minis, the board, the whole setup, and it was like a show special. They were calling it. I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches. But yeah. Let's talk about some of the awesome indie games that I got to play while I was there, because honestly, I had such a good time in PAX Rising. I always found myself drifting back towards there just to try out something new. And I got to play some awesome stuff. Stuff like too much to talk about on the show. So I'm just going to go over some highlights and, talk about it. There's one I definitely want to talk about with you, but I'm going to save that. We'll loosen up with a game before we get into it. So probably the game that I played the least at the show, but that's only because I'm a god, is a game called Rat Trap. There's a video up on the YouTube channel right now where I played the demo on Steam. And the demo at the show was different. So I sat down and I just sort of sped run it and then made Jordan play it. Rat Trap is so good. Like, you play a lab rat inside of a little ball, and basically your job is to roll around and collect pieces of an armor suit in order to solve puzzles to get out of the lab. And you collect a torso, a gun, and legs over the course of this demo on Steam. I suggest everybody goes and plays it. It's really fun. The first time you play it probably take about 20 minutes. I'm actually down to, I think I'm down to 11 minutes to do the demo, which is I'm zooming. I've got the zoomies when I do it. So much fun. And it employs this sort of thing of you bring all the armor together, but then you can break it apart however you want as well. So say you get to a room and you have a scale that will take, if the scale has 1 on it, it means you can only put 1 piece of armor or the rat itself on there. And if you've got one that has 2, you need to get 2 pieces of armor on there and the rat on there in order to open the door to progress to the next level. There's also different little puzzle rooms as you go along as well. And each piece of the armor suit will interact and do things differently in these different rooms. So for example, the gun. So when you swap to the gun, there are certain blocks that you shoot that will become tangible once you've shot them, and they will become something you just like pass through if you shoot them again. So that's one example. Another example is like the torso has this spring built into it when it's not attached to the legs that allows it to jump really high, and also allows it to do a super jump, which allows it to punch through certain barriers in order for you to hit levers, buttons, gain additional points in order to upgrade your armor suit and weapons and stuff. There's a whole upgrade system. The map, it's very much a Metroidvania because it also has a map that is very much Metroid, or like, to give you a more modern day sort of equivalent, it would be Prince of Persia Lost Crown. That map works so well. You're able to like drop tags in different rooms and stuff like that for you to come back to later, because not everything you're going to be able to access straight away because you require different upgrades and all that sort of stuff. But Rat Trap was a joy to play. It was so cool. And their business card was awesome. It's a magnet for the fridge. So that's sick. I wish I'd grabbed two so I could have one for my business card folder and one for my fridge, because it's awesome. So Rat Trap, guys, I think Squash and Stretch Games was the name of the guys that created Rat Trap. If you guys are listening, bring the magnets back next year, because I'm gonna take so many. I'm gonna put them everywhere in my house. They're so cool. So yeah, Rat Trap was awesome, and I would recommend. I even think you would enjoy it, Jack. The demo on Steam is a lot of fun, and I would suggest anybody should. Hey?
It says it's hand drawn as well on Steam.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's so cool, dude. It's really fun. Yeah, I like it a lot. All right, now we're going to talk about probably Jack's game of the show if he was there. Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about, mate?
Footy Bash?
Mate, Footy Bash was back and it was better than ever, mate. They had this big arcade stick thing. They said I couldn't have it, even though I tried so hard.
Did you ask nicely?
I asked so nicely. So nice, in fact. You're going to love this. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
They remembered 1-Up. They remembered us from last year. They remembered us. No, we got screwed again. And then, yeah, no. You know what? It would feel wrong to get the socks without you. So, you know, I did try to win a Steam Deck, though. They were giving away a Steam Deck at the tournament.
Don't blame you for having to crack a day.
And because I was super happy because, like, I got 30 points my first game back. I was like, time to jump in. It felt so good. Scored 30 points. And I don't want to bring him down. But Jordan was no help at all. Like, those 30 points were me. And he was just, like, trying his hardest, bro. And I was like, yo, we should come back and do that tournament. He's like, I'm not going to win. And I'm like, that's kind of the point. I know that when we get to the grand final, I can beat you. Like, I can get that Steam Deck. But, yeah, by the time we got back, they'd, like, when we went there to do sign-ups, they'd cut off sign-ups because so many people had signed up to play, which is great. Like, that's awesome because, like,
good for them. Yeah.
Footy Bash is... It's popping off. Like, it was very, very popular, and for good reason. Like, it's a good football game. Like, a good Australian rules football game. It's awesome. Yeah, Footy Bash, great. Giant arcade stick, freaking awesome. If we can get one of them custom made for the 1-Up offices when that eventually happens, we definitely are, because it's sick. Yeah, they were really cool guys to talk to again. The amount of people that actually, like, remembered 1-Up from last year was crazy, and it was awesome. So it was cool to, like...
Hold 1-Up this time last year?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we celebrated our first birthday in April. April 5th is 1-Up's birthday. So we celebrated our first birthday this year. Yeah, and then so people remembered. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was sick. There's some other people that remembered. We'll get to them soon. It's really dope.
I'm glad to hear about the Footy Bash one. That's cool.
Yeah, Footy Bash was sick. It was great to talk to those guys again. It was really awesome. Another game that I went to check out and just catch up with the people were with guys over at Covine Entertainment. Dolvin did a video on Dolvin just before the show. Went over there to see those guys. Had a great chat to them. And I'm one of the lucky people, ladies and gentlemen. You were going to see a video on this on the channel. I'm one of the lucky few that were given, and I don't have them handy right now, I don't think. Otherwise, I would show everybody. I was given physical Dolvin cards, counters, and dice, so I can play the game physically. Because I was one of the people in my video, I said, I wish this was a real card game. Turns out, when I made that video, I had no idea they were developing a card game. So it's like a husband-wife team, and the wife has been developing the physical card game, and the husband has been working with us to develop the game. So I And one of the lucky few, I think they said they took like 20 or 30 copies of the game, like the physical card game that they were giving out to people who wanted to beta test it. And I'm pretty sure I was the first person to get one. And I was so excited, dude. I was so excited.
Are you allowed to like make a video on the
Yes.
physical-
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
They want me to play it. They want me to. I'm in the Discord. I got to give feedback. So definitely gonna like. I'll run it by them again. Like, hey, I want to do a video on this. Is that cool? But I got sleeves for the cards. I'm ready to play. I just need to carve out some time, get Jordan around here, and get a game going. Because I am so excited. Like when they were like, oh, we made a physical card game. I was sort of like, shut the front door for real. And they're like, yeah, like. Let's go, baby. Like, I'm in. Let's do it. So cool. So we'll definitely have some more stuff on that right up on the website and everything like that when that's done. But yeah, Dolphin, another one that, like, there's a demo available right now for you to play. I would suggest going to play it. There's actually a few videos up on the channel right now of games that were at PAX that have demos available. I'm pretty sure I played Rat Trap, Game Over, Dolphin, and... Actually, no, Dolphin doesn't have a demo. Dolphin has a demo coming at the end of the month. I played an early version of Dolphin, so my bad. Dolphin demo is coming though, and I was just ever ready to jump in on it. The other one was Game Over, and then 10,000 Coins. I'm forgetting the full name, but that one is so cool. So the 10,000 Coin game, I'm blanking on the name. It's driving me insane. When I could easily just open YouTube right now and double check. But effectively, the 10,000 coin game is a game where you barter. 10,000 coins, the Golden Merchant, is a game where you basically... It has combat, but the main draw to this game is the barter system. So effectively, in the demo you play, what you do is you play a young merchant who's traveling with this other guy. You travel from town to town. And so, for example, one of the first things you do, you travel to a town that primarily deals in cutting wood. You complete, like, interaction with this guy, and it gives you the ability to buy the wood. You buy wood. Every time you buy something in the game, you are taxed on that item. So the game wants you to barter rather than spend money. And because spending money means taxation. The better city you're in, or the closer you are to the capital, the higher the tax you will have to pay on certain items. Now, there are some items that you are just better off buying, while there are others you are better off bartering for. The example I can give is you buy wood. You go to a town where you go to a blacksmith, and the blacksmith needs wood. So you barter wood for axes, and then you take those axes back to the wood town, and then you're able to trade those axes for additional wood. You get more wood than you had got the first time, and then you're able to go and barter even more with the blacksmith for maybe better axes, better gear, stuff like that. Or you can buy it outright with your gold, or you can trade your wares for gold. You can effectively sell it and then make more money, and then not pay tax. But something that I think is really cool, and the bartering is sort of set out like a Pokemon battle. Like it's like it starts. It's like, let's do it. He's like, I have this. Well, I've got this. Well, I've got this. Well, I want that. I'll give you that on top of that. And he'll either be like, no, yes, let's do it. But one of the cool mechanics on top of that is the barter can go one way or the other depending on the person's mood. So say you catch somebody on a good day, they might be willing to let you get away with a little bit more than if you were to come to them on a day where they're very annoyed. So say you were to show up and they're just pissed off, and they're like, you offer them a fair trade, but they're in such a mood that they're like, they don't want a fair trade. They want more than what this shit's worth. Then you're either going to have to pay out more or leave and come back another day. Or sometimes you will offend somebody and they never forget that. So like you'll offend somebody in a trade, or you'll trick them into a bad trade and they realize it's a bad trade. They'll remember that the next time you come to trade. They'll be annoyed at you.
Like too aggressive sort of thing.
Yeah, like they'll remember that shit and they'll get annoyed, and they'll remember that the next time you come around, and then they'll try to get theirs back. And it's such a cool system. It's very deep. I've barely scratched the surface. I chucked it straight on my wish list because I'm like, I feel like this is a game where even if it isn't a stream game, it feels like a sort of game where I can just sit there, veg out, and just like, oh, I'll battle with this guy. There's like a decent amount of strategy behind it where I feel like I can lose a couple of hours. So, yes. 10,000 coins of Golden Merchant is definitely a game you should check out. A game that I'm terrible at is called Game Over, where I'm bad at it because its combat style is very much like Guitar Hero, and you like put the inputs in, and there's a couple of different difficulty levels where it's like, hey, super hard, normal, easy. And I believe it's called Gary mode or Gavin mode or Dennis or something like that. And effectively Dennis mode is the boss fight's automatically complete for you. And it's like, okay, cool. Like they're just calling out guys called Dennis. That's dope. So the scary thing about Game Over is I did the demo and you can watch the video. The game doesn't let you quit. There's like a little guy, like the guy who like walks you through the demo, and he's like, see you hovering over that quit button. I don't think you want to press that. You want to keep playing the game. And I'm like, oh, that's clever. And then you press the button and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's only one more menu after you press this next button. And then if you press that button, you'll quit the game. And I die. I'm not going to be here the next time you load up the game. That's it. Like, do you want my death on your hands? So you're like, I played with the dude. I left the menu. And then he's like, man, I thought we were going to have a problem there for a second. That's really good. And I'm like, cool. So I kept playing the demo, and then I went to quit again. And he's like, oh, we're playing this joke again, are we? Haha, that's funny. Press into it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're getting close to where we were last time. Why are you doing this to me, man? Like, you're literally going to be responsible for my death. Like, do you want to be responsible for my death? Anyway, I played backwards and forwards for that for a while. And then eventually I hit the quit button. And then when I got to the point where I hit quit, they, like, grab the screen and go absolutely haywire. And, like it's like a horror movie, dude. It's scary as hell. But yeah, that one gave me PTSD. And I definitely didn't play that one on the show floor, but I watched someone play it on the show floor, and the thing about the show floor demo is you can't hit the quit button. So I'm like, quit the demo. And I could just see the dev over there put a little smile on his face, like, like, this guy's played this before. I'm like, quit the demo. Like, I don't think I want to. And I'm like, okay. Quit the demo. So yeah, got to do that. That was terrifying. Yeah, very, very terrifying. So yeah, Game Over is definitely one you should look at. It's crazy. Let's get into some of my personal favorites. Now, this is definitely going to be some spoilers for something I'm working on, which is like my top 5 games for PAX AUs 2024. But let's talk about a few of them. So, Which Way Up Galaxy Games. Got to play that again. It used to be called Which Way Is Up Space Olympics, but now it's called Which Way Up Galaxy Games. Okay. Still so good. They have like, comparing it to last year, they've just done like a massive leap forward in just like the overall fun of the game. Like, the menus are great, the controls are so much better. They've just launched a Kickstarter, and they're hoping through Kickstarter to add like online multiplayer and all that fun stuff. So fingers crossed that all like they get funded and they can add all that stuff, because it really is just a joy to play. They are going to be hooking us up with a code very soon, so we'll be able to play that for the channel, and that'll be fun. But yeah, Which Way Out Galaxy Games, still so good. Another one. Do I want to talk about? A part of me is like, do I want to talk about what I would probably consider my game of PAX Rising or not? You know what I mean? Like, I'll save it. Played a game called Mistforge. Check this business card out, people. People watching the audio, it was great. They had 3D printed tiles for Mistforge, because Mistforge is this really cool game where it's like a whole bunch of tiles, and you're trying to outlast or complete missions before the mist can get you. And the mist is this thing that randomly moves through the world. And basically you have a couple of different options of what you can do. You can clear mist, you can move, or you can raise up more of these tiles for you to walk across the world in order to complete missions. I was very proud of myself because I got like, I think I got like 80 turns or something like that. And the developer, very nice person, very nice guy. there's an interview with him that will be up on the channel, hopefully very soon, was like, wow, that's above average. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I felt good. I felt good about it. Really fun game. Definitely a lot of depth to it. Not enough time to really go into details about like what's going on in that game because there's so much. Just like the movement mechanics to the mist mechanic, like the mist just like moving on its own. Like it feels like you're playing a bit of a board game. Like that's sort of the vibe you get from it. And the mist never feels like it's moving on a set path. Like it always feels like it's moving on its own, like erratically, wherever it feels like it wants to go, which is super cool. And I think will lead to some very frustrating sessions when Mistforge eventually comes out. But Mistforge is definitely one that I think, if there is a demo, I'm not sure if there is, you should definitely check it out. Yeah, I would definitely suggest Mistforge. Lots of fun. Okay, we're getting to the end of it here. We're getting to the end of the stuff I'm willing to talk about. I got to go. So now I'm gonna butcher the name because I say it one way, but I'm not sure I'm saying it right. But Toge Productions. Now people aren't gonna know who they are. I'm gonna tell you who they are, people. Toge Productions are a development studio from Indonesia. They've been around since 2009. And they are responsible for some of my favorite games called the Coffee Talk games. They make Coffee Talk, they make Coffee Talk 2, and they're making the Coffee Talk Tokyo. And they had 3 games on the show floor. Now, I had an appointment with them, and they were just the best people ever. They were so good, they were awesome. I walked away with like a Coffee Talk tote bag and a Coffee Talk apron. Like, it was so sick. I got actual coffee. Like, they gave me actual, like, coffee from Indonesia, which I still haven't drank, I'm very excited about. They gave me like a dev kit. Hang on a second. They gave me this. They gave me a demo kit, like, for media, and it comes with, like, a branded USB that has all the demos from PAX and a couple of other demos there for me to play and, like, do content with. So that's super cool. And they got like a company profile, like all the games they've worked on, all the games they've got coming out. So cool. Really, really cool. Peeps, they were awesome. Really enjoyed that. But the games they had 3 games. So they had a game called Whisper Mountain Outbreak, which was a lot of fun. And I found out Steam Next Fest, like the one that they've got going on at the moment, is out. Demo has dropped there, so the one that I played, you were able to play. It is very much a top-down isometric Resident Evil game. Really cool. Definitely check it out. Lots of fun. Krieg's Front Tactics, that has a game already available. It's like a prologue game. It's a smaller version of the bigger game. You should definitely check it out. Lots of fun. It's like a mech game. Really cool. But one that I was like, sort of like, oh, out of these 3 games, this is the one I'm least interested in, and then walked away from that demo being like, I need to play this. And this demo is available on Steam at the moment for Next Fest, and I think everyone should play it. It is called Moses and Plato, Last Train to Clawville. I'm gonna read you the blurb, and then I'm gonna explain to you what it is, right? A murder mystery where you are the main suspect. An ambassador on a peace mission has been killed on board the Clawville Express. Time progresses as you sniff out clues, eavesdrop on conversations, and interrogate passengers. Can you solve the case before the train reaches the last station, or else? It is a point-and-click murder mystery on a train that takes place over like I think it's like one night, and it's so cool. Everyone's a furry, so like they're all animals and stuff, but it just works so well for the story they're trying to tell. So it's effectively you're Sherlock Holmes, and you are the main suspect in the murder of a diplomat. And the demo I got to play has none of that. Like, it has none of the actual murder and like setup. But basically what it is I'd say it's the opening of the game where you meet each individual player on the board. Like, everybody involved, every suspect. Like, you meet them, you talk to them. Everybody has like a little bit of a you could be responsible sort of feel to them. Everyone has motive. And it's crazy that the only person I would say doesn't have motive is yourself, who is being blamed for it. So I'm really interested to see how that pans out. But there is a demo, and I think it's the same demo from PAX. Well, I would suggest if you're a fan of like Sherlock Holmes movies, or there's that really good Poirot movie. It was like the Nile and the Midnight Express. Like they had Branner in it, and he played the detective. It very much feels like that. I can't remember the name. It's gonna drive me insane. But
I talked about it recently. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, so cool. Like, it's just like way cooler than it had any right to be, and gripped me way more than I had any right to. Like, I'm pretty sure my appointment with them was meant to be an hour. I think I pretty much sat there for nearly 2 hours just like playing these games, talking to them, and and just like the Clawville game got me the fuck in. I was like, yeah, let's go. This is great. So yeah, I would definitely suggest checking that one out. Okay, and the last game we're going to talk about, I'm pretty sure. So it's actually crazy because it was the first game I played and may actually be my game of the show. It's a little game called Rita. Okay? So
I've heard of it.
I'm going to show you this guy's business card. Okay?
Okay, yeah, all right.
This is Rita.
That's Rita, okay. Rita the duck, what looks like?
She is a chick. She's a chicken. So here's the elevator pitch for Rita, and like this isn't actually like on the website and that, but I'll read you the one that they've got on the website, and then I'll tell you what Rita's about. So Rita is a casual puzzle adventure game. Play as a chicklet named Rita and make your way through the town of Aspendale, Shepherdville, and Malburn by solving world puzzles in the newspaper. There will be NPC side quests, hidden puzzles, and light platforming along the way. Nothing too stressful as you unlock Rita's story and her little world. So Rita, and this is another interview that will go up, and this is where you'll find out more info on this. Rita is a game developed by one guy, and it is the story of his grandmother and her life, who she recently passed away, and he decided he wanted to honor her by making this game. And basically you play as little Rita from birth to the end of her life. And it's all about, family and little stuff like that. But it's so good. Like, it's so good. So chill, dude. And we were playing it, and he's like, we got to the second island, and he's like, oh, you're like 80% through the demo and like 30% through the game. And I'm like, oh, so this is a short game, which is like really, really good, I think. I think this needs to be one of those experiences that you can have across a couple of nights, and so good. So the elevator pitch is this. You play as a chick who's just been born, and effectively what you do is you pick up a newspaper and it has a crossword in it. You walk around the world collecting letters, and then you use those letters to make words in the crossword, which will then solve puzzles in the world. So for example, say you need to get up onto the top of the ledge, but you can't get up there. You open up the crossword, and there's like a clue that says, used to reach great heights. And you type, and you use the letters to make the word stairs. And then stairs will spawn in the world, making it possible for you to get up. And then, you like move around the world, and you collect different letters, and then there's special puzzles where you'll like go into like this special world. They had a special PAX specific one, which is really cool. They're word finds. So you have to, you'll collect circles as opposed to letters, and you use those circles to find words in the word find in order to open up the gates and like move through this world. And then as you progress through the story, you'll get to a stage where the crossword and word find become one. So you'll need to like find one word in the crossword and one word in the word find in order to progress, to make a bridge or to open a door, or to like there's like later on it's like you need to create money in order to buy shoes that allow you to jump higher or run faster. And the glasses on here, like she's a brand new baby chick, she can barely see. So you need to eventually make it possible for her to read signs by making her glasses. So you got to get the letters for glasses, and then yeah, it's so cool. And they did like a special PAX one where it was like a crossword, and it was like, oh, like one of the clues was like, where are you right now? And you had to put in the convention center acronym. You put that in there, and then you would put in, there was like a clue for PAX, and there was a clue for the word showcase. And there was, it was so cool. It was like, just such a chill, fun game that if I didn't rip myself away from it, could easily have just sat there and played through the whole demo a couple of times. It was really fun.
So creative.
So cool. It was so cool. And the developer, awesome guy.
That's really nice to hear.
Yeah, really cool dude.
Looking forward to seeing more of that on the channel.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to the game coming out. I'm really excited about it.
Oh yeah, that's also fair.
I actually, it's one of those things where it's like I can't wait to play more. I think it's going to be one of those stream games where it's going to be cool to have everybody like throwing like, oh, I think it makes this word. Try this word. You know what I mean? I think that's going to make it a lot of fun. But it's also going to be really cool just to sit back and vibe with. I think it's going to be really sad, and I'm not looking forward to getting to the end and like, you know, having to deal with readers passing. That's going to kill me. But no, so cool, very chill, super enjoyable. Spork Tank are the guys that make it. I'm pretty sure it's just one guy and a couple of others at the moment, but it's like his baby, and he was very, very cool. And then, yeah, that's that. Legend of is like not everything, because like there's still so much stuff to talk about. Like there's a game called Blood Vow that I should definitely talk about. We're definitely going to talk about it, but it's like these guys are trying to develop it within a year, and that was a lot of fun. Soul Devourer was a lot of fun. There was this awesome kaiju game where you play as a human on the computer, but when you play as the giant monster, you put on VR and you like grab things with like controllers, and you like throw stuff and you like bash buildings in VR while all these other guys are on the computer trying to get out of your way and all that sort of stuff. That was super cool.
Wait, hang on. You actually putting a VR headset on?
Yeah, you put the VR headset on, you got the controllers, and you're like grabbing helicopters out of the sky, cars off the ground, you're like throwing them at the other people running around and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that was super cool. Yeah, I didn't even get to talk about a lot of like go depth on some of the board games that were there. Like 219 were there with like their new game. Oh, the Combat Wombat was back. So many cool indie titles and indie board games and stuff. Like 420 Blaze It. That's something we should definitely talk about one time. That one's a fever dream. That's crazy. But yeah, that's just a taste of what PAX AUs was doing. I'm sure we'll talk more about PAX later on. It's such a full weekend that like there's still so much to talk about, and it's like we've barely scratched the surface.
I always take the week off after PAX because it honestly takes a few days
Oh,
to just like
so much
uncompress.
So much. Like I'm still tired. Like I'm yet to have, I feel like, a proper night's sleep after
my
PAX.
eyes
It's
are
crazy.
watering. Like, I'm ready for bed and I didn't even go to PAX, so I can only imagine.
I'm beat. But yeah, well, that's going to do it from us for this week, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Really do appreciate it.
Sure.
Man, thank you for joining me, mate. Appreciate you being here. It's lots of fun.
Mate, I'll come back as long as I can talk about PUBG. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I'm excited that you're excited about PUBG. So definitely come back. We'll get a chicken dinner update next week. We'll see.
I had KFC for once the other day, so that was a win.
It's crazy.
Depends how you look at it, but it felt like a win at the time.
Hey man, that's a dub. It's actually crazy how much we've mentioned chicken in this episode. Like chicken dinners, KFC, Readers of chicken. Like it's crazy. This is the chicken episode. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. We really do appreciate it. If you are looking for Jack or myself, you can find our socials over on oneupgames.com. If you're here on the YouTube, feel free to leave a like and a subscribe, because we're dropping these weekly. We're dropping new videos all the time. And if you're not on the website, go and check it out. It's really cool. There's lots of stuff going up there all the time. It's sick. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for listening. We really do appreciate it. That's going to do it from us for this week. Until next time, may all of your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys on the next show. Bye, everybody.